It's actually live. It's probably live now. I think I hate how Zoom does this. I think we're loading right now, so we're live, and I'm pumped, and I think they can already see your face, Anthony.
I think we're live. Yeah,
Yay, we're live.
I'm just
So
checking. I'm just checking in here. Let me. Sorry,
cool. Yep, it
I
caught
hear you
me.
talking about Zoom.
Somebody marking it. I love it.
Yeah,
But sweet. We have Anthony here today. I interviewed
what's
Anthony on
up?
my personal page, and people freaking loved it because he threw all his secrets out there for the fitness industry. But he's been doing something new that's really freaking cool, and that's accepting payment from these leads before they even walk in the door. So why am I using Zoom again, even though I hate it doing these lives? Because Anthony is going to share his screen and show you what that payment, that thank you, and that thank you page looks like with the payment. So just steal that, and you can get those leads that are flaking to actually pay you right off the bat. So Anthony, I just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to the point where you're at right now.
What's up? Thanks for having me on here, and thanks for watching. If you're watching, I got started in my agency journey last fall. Kind of. I bought a Facebook ads course to learn how to get leads for my own business, and just found that it was a lot more fun and rewarding to provide that service to other businesses. I'm an insurance agent by trade, or I want to say by trade, but that's what I've done
Yeah.
to make a living for the last 10 years.
And
And
that was Dan
um,
Henry's course, right?
yeah, Dan Henry's course.
Everybody started
And
there.
we actually joined it, I think, at about the same time.
We did. We did. I
We're
remember
completely,
messaging you about what was it, a Kids Ninja Warrior campaign that you absolutely crushed because I started running a kids campaign for this uh
yeah.
this gym that I was working with, and you got like how many leads did you get in 1 week for with that
So
campaign?
that was kind of my light bulb moment. I just sent a cold message to the Facebook page. I didn't know the owner, like I didn't have any connection. I'm just like, hey, I'd like to do a trial with you. Just let me run some ads. And got like 200 and something, 205 leads in 4 days for like
Jesus
less
Christ.
than like 50 cents a piece or something like that. It was ridiculous. And it was just giving away like one free class just
Uh-huh.
because that's what everyone said. Give away something for free and you'll get a lot of interest. And the campaign absolutely crushed it. But, as with all things, it turned out that the business didn't really know how to handle any leads or have any sales process in place. So,
So maybe that was the spark too, where you were like, fuck free, because now you have that fuck free whatever hashtag because you don't do any campaigns that are free anymore, right?
yeah, my mouth's not as dirty as yours.
Oh, sorry. And we can swear in this group. I swear all the
Yeah,
time.
no, it's fine. I have kids, so I have to watch my mouth more than you do. So I just say free hashtag free sucks movement, and I have
Free
to
socks. That's
give
it.
some credit to Jeff Miller, and I see Jeff's watching. What's up, Jeff? And
What's up,
hey, Jordan
guys?
Parker as well.
Hey.
So I started that. I saw an interview that talking about don't give away something for free, just make it an attractive enough discount so that people will still be interested, and it'll weed out the tire kickers, the quote unquote freebie hoppers, if you will. And so I just started an experiment. I was running free passes for my gyms up to that point, but I said, hey,
Mm-hmm.
my owners are having the same gripe. Like, hey, yeah, we're happy with that. We're getting a ton of leads. We're getting a lot of people coming in, but some of these people really had never had any intention on buying anything from us. They're just here for the free week, and we know they're not going to buy anything. So it's taking our time to call them and follow up and get them to come in. And then when they do come in, it's taking up our trainers' time to have these folks in the gym when they're not going to buy anything. They've already made it clear from the very first, 5 minutes when they come in that they're not going to buy anything, but we have to honor that free week because that's what the advertisement was. And we're going to honor it because that's what we're advertising, but we're really not too happy about it. Is there anything else we can do? And so I saw that interview and the light bulb kind of went off, and I was like, okay, well, can we do that? Yes. And then I just looked at like what Groupon was doing, essentially, right? Groupon didn't build a business on giving away free passes. They built their business on paid offers. So I looked at how that process worked. And if you have the Groupon app on your phone, you pull it up right now and you click on one of those offers, the next page says, enter your credit card information, buy here. So I'm like, wow, well, there's a lot of guys doing stuff with e-commerce. There's a lot of guys doing, physical products online with ClickFunnels. So I'm like, I got to be able to make this work so that people can buy this thing before they come in. Because if they put their money where their mouth is, number one, it eliminates the tire kickers. But number two, if someone already paid for something, chances are very high that they're going to show up. So then I don't have to rely on the gym owner or their trainers, which aren't, they're not highly paid salespeople. These people are making, $15 an hour or whatever they're paying. And they don't, the owner, it was a lot of responsibility to put on a low paid person that was calling these leads. Or just if the owner didn't have the time to call or follow up with them on time, then ultimately that falls back on me because the owner wasn't getting the results because the fact that they weren't doing their job. But it still meant that I had the risk of losing a client because it was outside of my control. So I just thought of, how can I get these customers in the door? How can I get them paying so that it makes it as easy as possible for the owner and their staff just to talk to people who already are serious enough to put their money where their mouth is?
Yeah,
so
I love it.
Then I started tinkering with ClickFunnels and figuring out how that worked. And, Facebook, the Pixel has all of these, event tracking codes for leads, view content, checkout, initiate checkout, purchase, and all that. And I'm like, okay, well, if I can just optimize my campaigns to just go for purchases, then I just need to set up my funnel to be able to accept that payment and just drive traffic through that funnel to accept payment. And then the gym owners would be happy because now they're getting some money coming in right up front. They're not spending money on ads plus paying my fee to just try to give something away for free. Now they're actually seeing an immediate return on their investment because they're seeing cash coming in the door from the campaign. So I tested it and was like, whoa, holy crap, like this actually works. Like people were purchasing online. And then, a week into it, I checked the campaign. And I think the first campaign that I ran, we had, 6 or 7 purchases. So almost one every day for the first week. Yeah. And the owner was like, these people are qualified leads. Like they're coming in and we're converting half of them into paid memberships on the first visit. Like they've already given us some money. It's much easier now to take them from paying something to paying more. And most of the gyms I work with are boutique style gyms. So they're not cheap. They're, $100 a month. So taking them from...
You are going to show us that thank you and payment process. So the people that were just at the beginning heard about that already. But if you guys are just joining us now, you are going to get to see the inside of that. So stick with us. Anthony's going to share his screen and show us that. So get excited. I think you set up the hashtag free sucks movement pretty freaking well. And if anybody's on here, instead of giving us a hashtag live or giving a hashtag replay, give us a hashtag free sucks movement so we can get more engagement, reach more people, and help more people in the process.
And by the way here, I think you need to switch the camera thing on the Zoom. I know you hate Zoom, but it looks like it's just
so much.
It's cutting both of us off halfway split.
Really? On mine, it's fine. I think you just have a stupid phone.
Oh, well, I have the same iPhone you do, so maybe. Okay. All right. Well, let me try to share my screen here. And
if it's messed up, let us know down below if you can't see our faces. That's so funny.
Can you just see half of each of our faces, or can you see both of us?
I think they can see both our faces.
Okay. Well, that's just the way it looked on my end. So, all right. So here we are. Can you see my screen? Can anyone see my screen here? Can we leave a comment?
Craig says it looks fine. Give us a hashtag free sucks movement down below or a hashtag live if you're on the live. There we go. Tom Tierney, my dude. Shane
looks
says
fine.
Awesome.
Hey, what's up, Shane? All right, so your typical funnel and the way my funnels looked before. Okay, yep, I can see both of our mugs. Hey,
Hey,
what's up,
Danny.
Simon?
Yes, my dude.
Um, so the typical funnel for an opt-in is 2 steps, right? So you got your offer on the landing page, you collect the contact information, you send them over to a thank you page. And that's pretty much it. And then on the thank you page, you either get them to call or you get them to click a Jimmy says hashtag replay.
That's
You get
hilarious.
them to call or you get them to click a schedule button to go to an online scheduler if the gym or whatever. And this will work for dentists, for chiropractors, for really any other kind of offer that you're running. But specifically, I'm going to show you guys here how this works with ClickFunnels. So what I've done essentially is set up a funnel. And when you initially set the funnel up, you have to do it that you're selling a product, because I think ClickFunnels gives you 2 different options. You're either setting up like an opt-in to collect emails, or a few different options, but there's like an opt-in funnel, a sales funnel, a webinar funnel, whatever. So you have to choose sales funnel to give you the ability to have access to these other pages. But essentially the front page is an opt-in page. And I'm just going to show you what that looks like, how that works. So on the front page, they come in, this was an offer for a kickboxing gym that I was doing. And it was for a 5 workout pass plus gloves. And they got those hand wraps to protect their wrist. And that value normally is $150. So a good deal for $37. And then they click the button and that brings the pop-up up. And my pop-up says, step 1, enter your information. So that's where we collect the lead the same way we did before, right? Jaden says Bay 1 and Bay 2. What's up, Jaden?
He's my Bay 1.
So we collect the lead. So here we're still collecting leads, but then once we collect their name and email and phone number, we send that over to a Google Sheets using Zapier. And then what happens is once they click submit, we send them over to this page. And this is where it's different. Instead of a 2-step funnel, it's a 3-step funnel. So on the second page, what we're doing here is we're just creating an order form. So now, and we've got step 1, enter your information. Step 2, enter your, actually, it should just say payment information. So step 2, payment, right? So then they just enter their credit card and their expiration date and all of that. Their product information's there. And then they just click buy. And then what happens is that sends that credit card payment over through Stripe. We integrate Stripe into the funnel here. And then that will send that payment for that offer right over to the business owner's bank account.
And this looks simple enough. There are no tricks here. There's no countdown timer or anything like that. And you said what? It's converting at like after somebody opts in, it's converting at like a 50% rate. Is that? Did I hear right?
Yes, it's about half. Some campaigns are doing better than others. I have this style of funnel running in about 15 different clients. So a lot of them, once we collect the lead, more than half go ahead and complete the payment information.
That's incredible.
But the nice part is once we collect the lead, then we still at least have the lead. And the owners are then following up with the leads that don't pay and getting those people to come in too. So we're still building their list, and our cost per lead is really only slightly higher than the free pass leads we were generating. So the key here, and this is just where their logo would go. So if you're wondering what that image format not supported, that's just where the gym's logo would go.
Gym logo.
Yep. So the key here really is, and let me see if I can do this right, is to make sure it looks really slick on mobile. Will this work? You know what I can do here? I can just do inspect. So if you're using Google Chrome, another little ninja hack here that I figured out, you can hit F12, or you can just right click anywhere on the page and go to inspect. This will let you pick like the type of device you want to preview your pages on. So like if I wanted to check out what this would look like on an iPhone 6, an iPhone 10 or whatever, The key here is that all of your traffic is going to come on mobile, or almost all of your traffic is going to come on mobile. And people think, well, if someone's got their cell phone out, they're not going to pull their credit card out and then type it in on their cell phone.
So I didn't know about this before you told me about it. What key do you hit so you can check out like what it looks like on every freaking mobile device and desktop imaginable?
So this is inside Google Chrome. You can hit the F12 button. I'm new to Mac here, so I'm trying to figure out how to press F12 on this. It's not working. It just gives me the volume, but whatever. So what you can do essentially is you just right click on the page and go to inspect. And this gets you into like the Google developer, whatever, inside of Google Chrome.
Cool.
I have no idea what any of this stuff means. All I know is if you click this little icon here that gives you the preview for mobile or iPad, then Google has built in this little thing here where you can pick the type of device that you want to preview it on. So like if I want to see what it looks like on an iPad Pro, an iPad, whatever. Most of your traffic is going to come on mobile. So you could just check it on like, you know, iPhone 6, which is probably your standard, or the iPhone Plus. Like that's what most people have, is the standard iPhone or the iPhone Plus. So that's where you just want to make sure that this looks really slick on mobile. So, and actually I was listening to Russell Brunson's Marketing Secrets podcast the other day. He was talking about this specifically, how all of the funnels that he's building moving forward are single column, narrow funnels, because everything's going to mobile now. And he even said that he's seeing that in ClickFunnels in general, like a majority of their traffic and opt-in and conversions are now on mobile. That switch has happened at some point in the last year. So just kind of keep it in one column so that I don't do like mobile and desktop versions. I just make sure that it looks good on mobile first.
That's smart.
So there's our product. We put the credit card number in and they click buy. And then what we do from there, this Zoom toolbar is in my way. So now that they've paid, then it sends them to the thank you page. And that thank you page is just very basic.
You added a GIF in there? That's awesome.
Yep.
That is funny, dude. Like, I think I'm going to start I'm stealing that. Because, like, if you can get somebody to laugh, it just opens up so many doors. And that is so freaking smart. It humanizes the business that you're working for.
So it looks good on mobile. And then this is where if you're trying to drive phone calls to get them to schedule, or you're trying to drive, if they have an online scheduler, then even better, because then if the lead can fill out their information and pick their date and time, then number one, they've already paid. Number two, they've scheduled the date and time. Chances are like, and I think from the number of purchases, I think across all of the locations that I've implemented this style of funnel, they're seeing like from purchase to show, it's over 90%. So wow. People that pay, people that schedule show up because they've already got money in the game and they're not going to just, give it away. So then you just put a button to whatever scheduling page. If the gym has their own scheduling software that is part of their CRM, great. If not, you can show them how to set up something like Schedule Once or Calendly even. And like I use Schedule Once, but like the pro version of the Schedule Once even lets you set up group class time. So you can say like if this gym offers classes and it's limited to 20 spots per class, just because that's the trainer to participant ratio, you can pick 20 participants inside of Schedule Once and it will just let the calendar fill up and say, oh, well, this class is full. The next class is available on this date, whatever it is. So highly recommend using online scheduling for gyms specifically. But again, same thing would work for a dentist office or a chiropractor if they're scheduling appointments. But once they've completed the payment, then actually Jaden, shout out to Jaden here, he helped me figure out how to set this up inside of Zapier so that when a lead opts in on the front page, their name goes into the Google sheet, so the gym owner can see the lead name, email, and phone number. Mm-hmm. And then once they've completed a purchase, there's an extra column in there that says purchased, and it'll just automatically populate a yes for everyone that's purchased. So then we got this big list of leads, and then the ones that purchased, you can see them, they're basically placed in there for every lead that's purchased. It's already got a yes next to it. So when the owner is going back through and doing their follow-ups, they know which ones have already paid and which ones haven't.
Yeah. That is so sweet, dude.
So, but that's really it. It's just one extra step in the funnel. And since we've already got their name, email, and phone number, then that's kind of my thought is they've already given all their information. That's why a fair amount of them, at least half of them probably are going ahead and just putting in their credit card information.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. This funnel is so simple, but there are these little elements in here that I absolutely love, such as capturing payment and the GIF you have there and just the button to easily schedule. That's so sweet, man.
Yeah, and other people have asked me, like, have you did some upsell? Like, you could say, schedule your first workout now, and we'll double your offer, and you go from 5 to 10 or whatever. But I haven't really seen any difference. Once they've paid, they're already invested enough. We don't have to give additional stuff away once we've got their money.
That's awesome. If you guys have any questions for Anthony, just throw them down below. He has grown astronomically since January. I think you got your first gym client in January. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah. I got started the first week of January because I had bought a ticket. Actually, we met at AdCon the first time we met in person. I bought a ticket to AdCon and I was like, you know what? I don't have any clients yet. I know I want to do this, and I don't want to show up at AdCon having 0 clients and just being that guy that's like at a marketing event that just doesn't know what he's doing or doing anything. So I just started reaching out to every local business in my area. And really my strategy was just finding the people who were already advertising and shooting their business page a message. And I got a couple meetings. I did a trial for a dentist that went okay, but their front desk didn't call any of the leads. I got a couple gyms, and then it just turned into the gym owner that I started with was connected with a lot of other fitness owners, and she's referred me out to more than a handful. And just by implementing a simple referral bonus for all of my clients, like on the front end, when I show them the proposal and I talk to them, I tell them, here's my referral bonus. And most of my businesses all come from referrals now. So
yeah. And you're at like 15 clients now?
Last I checked, 15, 16, I want to say.
Yeah, because you just added that martial arts, right?
Yeah.
Facility.
Yeah, they may be number 16. So yeah. And from referrals and just from sharing results on my personal profile and, connecting with other business owners.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty simple once you simplify the process, and you're just duplicating these funnels and these ads, right? There's not too much more to it.
Yeah. I mean, the design is that, what you can see here, that's the simple design. It's mobile friendly. It looks good. Here, I can just show you I didn't show you that on the landing page, but this landing page design, when I was doing free passes, it was converting at like 60+%. So very simple logo at the top, the offer, a countdown timer, and then the pop-up. Wow. And then just a little bit of more information about, the name of the gym, their address, their hours, what you can expect, all of that at the bottom. And then I only put the fine print in there that just says offer expires 30 days after purchase. Valid only, workout passes must be used by the same person, blah, blah, blah. Just because the owners were like, well, what if people want to take 5 months to use these 5 workouts? So I'm just like, okay, well, let's just put it in the fine print so you can tell them, hey, it was on there somewhere that there's an expiration date to this offer. It's not a forever thing. But that was the big difference, though, that I think when I watched Jeff's interview with Jamie, he talked about a number of visits or a number of classes always converted better than 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month. So that's just kind of where I came up with the 5 workouts in this case.
That's awesome. So we
Yep.
basically saw the whole funnel. Would you be willing to give this away? I don't
For
want to
$1
put
million.
for $1 million. You guys should really join Anthony's Facebook group. He's helping so many gym owners and digital marketers with their digital marketing. I bet you at some point this funnel is going to show up in his Facebook group. So if you want to learn more about his process and how he scaled his agency super stinking quickly, just hashtag group down below and he'll get you the link to his Facebook group. And also, while we're on the live now, if you have any questions for Anthony in regards to lead generation, client acquisition, scaling, whatever you want, just ask it right now. He's a wealth of freaking knowledge. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So you started with Dan Henry's program back in like September, right?
Started in September, and then I basically only got into that to learn how to generate leads for my own business. And then I saw other people like you guys crushing it in the agency side of things. And I'm like, man, insurance is so damn boring. I need to do something else. So then I just kind of set that, goal for myself, which was at the beginning of the year, I'm going to go hard for the first 30 days. And I think AdCon was the first week of February?
Yeah.
Like the first weekend, I think. So
yeah, first or second.
I showed up at AdCon and my goal was to hit the Dan Henry's 10K club within my first month. And I showed up at AdCon and I still have the screenshot. I can send it to you. I don't have to show it to you. But when I showed up at AdCon, my Stripe account was at $9,986 for my past 30 days. So I was $14 away. So I missed my goal, but I was so happy. Funny. I was so happy about it. So, but
that's hilarious.
It's amazing how just picking something and just going hard after it for a few weeks, even like if you just show up every day for a few weeks at a time, it's amazing how I was just blown away, like how quickly it took off. So
yeah, I like if you're starting an agency using this model, just generating leads for local businesses using Facebook ads, a funnel, email automation, a little bit of text automation, and you only really need click funnels and active campaign to get the basics down. Like that's a business right there. And you can get to 10K really freaking quickly. I got to 10K within my first 90 days. I really think if you just since I quit my job, it took, I think 60 some days to get to 10K with my agency. I think it was just opening up that time that I needed to really focus on it. So when I was side hustling, I didn't get anywhere. But when I ultimately quit my job, I could just focus on all the elements that go into agency: client acquisition, building out the campaigns, just filling up your pipe and making sure you're continuing those conversations. And you got to try out every different client acquisition method when you're first starting out until you find one that you can scale. So it's about opening up that time and quitting your job. And if you hate your job, just quit it.
Totally.
Yeah, there's no way around it. Just fucking quit your job if you don't want to do it. And doing agency, that's where we have found that's where we can create a legitimate business. But there are other things like drop shipping, Amazon FBA, that if you just focused all your time, effort, and don't get shiny object syndrome, you can scale that to 10K a month pretty freaking quickly. So
yeah, I mean that was my thankfully, I had the freedom to be able to do that because I was already self-employed. I was already working from home. I could just spend hours on end watching videos and doing courses. But I still was scared that I didn't know enough, that I wasn't going to be able to get results for customers, that I would try to walk in and they would ask me a question and I wouldn't know the answer to it. And I guess if I'm saying anything out there to give anyone any hope, it's like if you understand anything that we just talked about, you already know more than most. So
Yeah.
just be confident and just go in there and if they don't know the end, if you don't know the answer, I don't ever lie to anyone or try to sugarcoat thing. I just say that's a great question. I'm going to write that down. I don't know the exact answer, but I'm going to be able to figure that out for you.
Dude, lovely. I love that answer.
Um,
And I was interviewing Jeff a couple months ago on my personal wall. And one thing he said that struck me, of course, like Jeff says all these things, and you're like, that makes a lot of fucking sense. But
he
he
says a
said,
lot of stuff that makes sense.
yeah. And then these wild metaphors come out, and I'm like,
Uh,
okay, that just put it all together.
yeah.
But he said that, um, when you were just watching all these courses, you don't really have a direction, right? And you build up all this shit in your head where you talk yourself into believing that you can't do it. But when you get either a trial client or a paid client right off the bat, as long as you get somebody that you're running ads for, you finally have a direction, like a way to go. You might not know the how, but you know the what. And when you have a what, when you have that vision, when you have that goal, you'll figure out the how. It's just about landing that first trial or that first client and just keep doing that and keep refining your process until it's duplicable. Like you got it really freaking quick within the first few months of just, this is the funnel I'm going to run. These are the ads I'm going to run. This is what produces results. And I'm going to stay in basically the same industry. And you scaled that really stinking quick.
Yeah.
So it started with a trial client, right?
Started with a trial. Well, actually, my first trial was the curious student approach. That was like last fall. And then the second one, I didn't want to give it away for free because I knew it would take some time and energy to set up. And if I gave it away for free, they wouldn't value it. So if I'm telling my customers, don't give stuff away for free because people don't value it, then I'm going to follow that same rule. And some people might disagree with this. Some people might agree with this. Like, I don't do free trials, and I don't recommend, even if you're getting started, to do a free trial. Charge something, even if it's a couple $100s, because then it's a lot easier to take them from paying something to paying more, whatever your retainer is, whatever type of business you're in. It's a lot easier to take them from paying something because, I think it was actually Jeff J. Hunter. I know you interviewed him at some point in the past.
Yeah.
I stayed with him at AdCon, and he said that there was a quote from Jay Abraham that said, the best time to ask for the sale is when their wallet is already open.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of stuck with me of, if we can get someone to pay for something, then it's a lot easier to take them up that value ladder when they've already opened their wallet. So same concept, if you're starting an agency, is charge something. Like, you don't have to give it away for free. They're already willing to pay. Let's just say you tell them it's going to cost, people do the free trial, the curious student, like, you only have to spend $100 in ads. Well, just make that 200 and make them pay you 100 and spend 100 on ads, whatever it is. Make them pay something instead of just giving it away for free, because then it's easier to take them up your scale to pay your fee, and then to get them to make it easier for them to give you more money down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like that.
So that first trial client that I got in January, she said, how much do you want to charge me to start the trial? And I said, I don't know. I didn't know. I was not prepared for the question. So I just said, how about $500? And she said, sure, sounds fair.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah.
And that's where I went from there.
Yeah.
I noticed, I was just looking at the questions here. Saeed had a question. What's your strategy for your clients every month? Is it the same offer always in the landing page? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A good offer doesn't expire.
Mm-hmm.
You might change up the ad creative or the headline or something, but the offer, if you're consistent with that offer, a good offer won't really expire.
Yeah. Except for if you're doing a giveaway. I found, like, when I did giveaways, like, it would just, everybody would claim the giveaway or opt in, and then it would just like just the area would be like, we hit everybody in the area. So it's good for messenger bots if you're trying to get them on a list for messenger bots. But for a offer, not so much that you want to sustain over the long haul. But with like Anthony's $37 offer for 5 workouts and boxing gloves, you could run that over and over and over for the whole freaking year.
Yeah, I mean, and ultimately, depending on the market, some offers are stronger than others. But one way to just kind of check that is go on Groupon and see what other offers, whatever niche you're in, if it's dentists or chiropractors, or if you're working with all of them, see what other offers are out there. And don't just look at what offers are being run. Look at the ones that a lot of people have already purchased. Because Groupon tells you so-and-so, X number of people purchased this. So look at the ones that are selling a lot. And that's kind of where you kind of get a baseline of where your offer should be and just come up with something competitive to that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I've absolutely loved this. Guys, if you got any type of value out of this, give us a heart, give us a like, give us a hashtag value down below. And also, if you want to join Anthony's group, give us a hashtag group down below, and we'll get you added to that. Like I said, Anthony's a wealth of knowledge, and he's wearing a super awesome shirt right now. So get in on that's so awesome. Get in on that. Anthony, do you have any last words, anything you'd like to share with new agency owners?
No, other than kind of what I just said. Just take action. Just go out there and start having conversations with people. Walk into the businesses that are in your local area. I mean, we don't have to I do a lot of business over the phone now with business owners all across the country, but it all got started with just sitting down and having lunch with a business owner so that they know you're a real person. They know you genuinely care. They know that you're on their side. And my owners celebrate their wins with me now. Like we're kind of on a friendly basis. It's not your typical, client vendor relationship. Like they see me as a partner in their business because I've taken that time on the front end to become genuinely invested with their business and their process and helping them improve. So
that's awesome. I love it, dude. Thank you so much for being here. And guys, if you want to join his group, and he'll probably provide the funnel in his group, I'm trying to force you to do that. Hashtag group down below to get it.
My group is it's 6-figure fitness professional gym ads that don't stink. And there's a little guy with a poop emoji. So if you find the poop emoji group, that's me.
It's so awesome.
And there's a link on my bio. So if you tagged me in this, there should be a link on my personal page. So you can find me there too.
Cool. Love it. Anthony, thank you so much for being here, buddy. Keep rocking those gym ads. They're absolutely
incredible.
Thanks, man. Cool. See you, buddy.
See ya.